What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this video here, we're going to be taking Spider-Gwen in against Knull. So yes, I'm finally making this video here. I've actually been trying to do it for a little while, but I've just not quite had the juice to clear Knull. She was getting close, but not quite there. So you can probably guess what put her over the edge on being able to clear Knull, and that is, yes, Valkyrie. So Valkyrie is an amazing support for Knull. So that ignore dodge apparently just works wonders when you're fighting Knull, because she went from being like 20 seconds too slow to being 30 seconds over or something like that. We'll have to get into the clip because I can't remember exactly what it is. It's already pre-recorded, so I'm just going to be talking over the clip. But anyway, we're just going to show off my my build here on Gwenom, and then we'll hop into the actual fight. So we do have Urus on her, and we have a few Odin's Blessings, so I did give her somewhat of a good treatment here. I didn't fully max her out because, of course, I could put some Mythic Urus on, I could put some more Odin's Blessings, but I figure this is a good balance here. For her skills, we have 3, 4, and 5 leveled up. I didn't bother with 1 and 2. No type in, no rank 1 type enhancements, so we just did 1. Her ice weight set, we have a stage 6 overdrive, so it's not fully awakened. And then over here, we just have a regular obelisk on her. So we have a max HP, crit rate 200% damage proc. So she is going to be the 5th character that I've been able to beat Knull with that has a regular obelisk equipped. So the other ones that I've been able to beat Knull with are Beta Ray Bill, Star-Lord, Moonstone, and Sharon Rogers. Those are the other 4 that I've been able to beat Knull with that have a regular damage proc on. I beat them with the obelisk on, but since doing that actual clear, 2 of them, I've replaced their obelisk with CTP, so I can't really do the clear again. But the video should be up on my channel if you wanted to look for that. It'll just be the Beta Ray Bill versus Knull, Star-Lord versus Knull, Sharon versus Knull, etc. Actually, I think the Sharon versus Knull is actually in my video where I did 5 clears for Knull, so it'll say my 5 clears or clearing Knull 5 times, whatever I named the video is going to, or the first one I did, because I did 2 different videos of doing 5 clears against Knull. The first one, I believe my Sharon just had a regular obelisk on her. But anyway, her uniform is also at Mythic, so I have invested quite a few resources in Gwenom here, but I just really like Gwenom as a character. Again, she's really strong. She does great damage with her Awakening skill. The only reason that she wasn't able to beat Knull before Valkyrie was actually there's some kind of glitch with her 4th skill right here where it doesn't actually do damage to Knull for half of the skill. I'm not really sure why it does that. It's only in the first half of the fight when he's sitting on his throne. It's like the hitbox doesn't actually hit him while he's on the throne, even though I'm like literally at his feet. The skill just won't hit him. So we're missing out on like half of her damage from, at least from this 4th skill here. During that particular fight, so you're really relying on your Awakening skill to kind of carry the damage for the first 30 bars, or whatever was it, 34 bars, whatever it is, at the start of the fight there to get him to the 2nd phase. So that's what hurts her quite a bit. But anyway, let's just get into the clear and we can show Gwenom in action against Knull. Alright, so here we are at the fight. We have Elsa for lead there for the 30% physical, and then of course I already mentioned we have Valkyrie as support. For Gwenom here, the skill rotation that I use is I do 3 to get the accumulation up, but I cancel it right away into 5. For 5, I just wait for as soon as you kind of see all of the like symbiote stuff on the ceiling there appear, and then I cancel into the Awakening skill. And then that will get you the most damage because you get the accumulation and the increase for your next attack from the 5th skill. And then after that, I basically just do the same thing, except I substitute the Awakening skill for the 4th skill. If we can see here, wait for me to use the, we're using the Awakening skill again, but you can see our Awakening skill does some serious damage here to Knull, and that's just because it has that increased crit damage, like the critical damage. You can kind of see that by those little like explosions, the next to the numbers, where they're like the little yellow kind of like explosion thing, or the like dialogue thing you'll see in like comics that for like the pow punch kind of thing. yeah, that means that she's doing increased critical damage, and that does add up. But if we see right here, so watch me use the 4th skill. No, we're still using the weight. How do I keep... It's like I'm talking, and then the awakening skill comes back, and I'm trying to show off. Here we go. There's the 4th skill. All right. You can see some damage there, but then look, all the damage is gone when she does like the roar at the end, and that roar at the end actually does do damage, and it actually does do a significant amount of damage as well if you just try it out in any other world boss ultimate or in Shadowland or wherever you're using her. You can see that that actually does a good portion of damage, but it just doesn't register against Knull here. So as you can see, I'm stuck using the awakening skill to do most of my damage for at least this part of the fight. We're about to get the phase change, and we're just barely on time here because we want to be at 3 minutes or better to get him to get up off of that throne there. But now she should be able to start making up some time because the 4th skill is going to now hit him since he is off of the throne. And one thing I didn't mention at the start or the intro of this, which I just forgot to mention, was that Valkyrie is on a CTP of Insight, so we do have that also helping out our damage here. We have a CTP of Insight giving us that extra 20% activation damage there. So now we're doing some great damage here. Now we're about to use the 4th skill. As you can see, boom, we got damage, and then we have the roar there, which, oh, he interrupted me, of course, so I couldn't actually see some of the damage. But yeah, she almost, well, we're a few bars short. I say she almost got him to the next phase there, but we still are 2 bars short. So let's just go ahead and trigger that with the 4th skill here. There we go. You can see that 4th skill does some pretty nasty damage. And now, yeah, we're on to the next part here. So as you can see, she is on pace. She's doing quite well. She's got great survivability, mainly because she's like dodging everything, because besides her awakening skill, the 4th skill, you take that bit of extra time to get into the iframe, so she is vulnerable during that, and she gets hit while going into that iframe. Then of course you could get guard broken, and you will miss out on the 4th skill damage, but luckily she dodges a lot of stuff, and there we go, some great damage. There was some of the damage from the roar. You could see at the end there when he was starting to teleport away, that was the damage from the second half of the 4th skill that we're normally missing out on. But anyway, as you can see, Gwenom, a very fun and very safe clear here for Knull if you can actually get the damage output with her. If I had a CTP of energy on her, I don't think I would have actually needed Valkyrie, but I wanted to get this clear when I still had a regular damage proc obelisk on her, just to kind of show that she is able to do this clear. But yeah, if you put a CTP of energy on her and then you just have like Mystica support or something, you should be okay. Right there, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get over to the circle in time to get Gwenom to safety because, yeah, I just wasn't able to. I don't think she had the movement speed to get over there, which actually screws me over a lot for that phase at the end of the second time where you have to get to that circle. It seems like that circle is always so much further away, and the character just doesn't run over there quick enough. So I was just testing right there if I could get a little bit of extra damage in, but I wasn't able to do the skills quick enough, so we didn't get any damage in on there. And oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention, we are on stage 2 here. If you notice that, you're probably like, hey, you're on stage 2, not stage 1. What's the deal? Stage 2 doesn't have blade twisters. That's the only reason I'm here. Stage 1 with those blade twisters makes life a living nightmare for a lot of characters, so I just do not want to deal with those blade twisters, and that's why we're on stage 2. That's pretty much the only reason. And looking at it, stage 2 and stage 1, you can pretty much clear in the exact same amount of time, because the blade twisters snare you and eat up so much of your time that I end up clearing stage 1 and stage 2 at literally like the same pace with almost every character, except for those that don't really care about the blade twisters. Like Medusa doesn't get snared, so she can do okay on stage 1, and then all those that have invincibility that you use all the time, so Sentry does pretty good on stage 1 because he has that invincibility. Thor can do okay, but his invincibility is short-lived, so you have to get into an iframe. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is stage 2 is a lot easier than stage 1. So if you're having difficulty on stage 1, but you've already unlocked stage 2, I'd recommend trying that out just to see how you do. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.